What up, my people? It's your boy Charlie Rock LD, Prison Mentality. What's going on? Today, you catch me by the water, paying homage to Poseidon. You know we gotta pay homage to the Greek gods. My favorite god was Odin, though, the god of war. But today I'm gonna be talking about transition. Another big word. Making the transition from one thing to another. It's always a time period. It's something we got to be conscious of. And, you know, it is what it is. But the transition I'm going to be speaking about today is making the transition from prison back into society. Because when they release you after all them years, there's not no guidebook or course or anybody telling you how to make that transition. We got to figure it out for ourselves. And most times, we're not even aware that we have to make that transition. We're back in society with the same jailhouse mentality, making the same moves, thinking the same way. Everybody's out to get me. You got to watch everybody. Anybody that talks to you has an ulterior motive. No love, no friends. That's the mentality we have to have in order to survive in there. But being back in society, we got to rearrange our way of thoughts. Let me share a little story with you. I came home, it was probably about a month and a half. I'm in the kitchen, making a sandwich. I got a butter knife. I hear a knock at the door. I'm like, who is it? She's like, your P.O. What do? I automatically, without thinking, like second nature, I take the butter knife and hide it in between my ass cheeks. Because that's where you carry your shank at in there. My sister was looking at me like I was crazy. She was like, Papi, what's wrong with you? I had no answer to her. I couldn't even understand it myself. Another example, I go to take my shower my first day home. I step into the shower with my slippers on. You know, these are all little things that we have to be conscious of in making that transition. We gotta comprehend our mindset and understand, Papi, we're not in prison anymore. We got to leave those bad habits go. The same way we made a transition when we first got arrested and went into prison, immediately we had to know the do's and don'ts. What to do, what not to do. Who to hang out with, who not to hang out with. You know, when to pop, when not to pop. These are all things that we had to learn when we was making the transition from society to prison. Whole different mindset. Well, the same holds true. We have to reinvent ourselves again and change our mindset from being in prison back into society. Another problem I had was talking to females. In prison, you're not allowed to talk to females. They actually have this thing. They actually have this charge that if they see you looking at a female up and down, a correctional officer, a counselor or something, they write you up and take you to the box. And you know what they put on the ticket? Reckless eyeballing. Ha! Ain't that some shit, huh? They call it reckless eyeballing. So I was conditioned not to look at females and not to talk to females. So when I came home and was making that transition, it took me almost 6 to 8 months to get a girlfriend. Because I had no idea how to talk to females. I was intimidated stepping to females because of the same mentality of, hey, you can't talk to women. They're going to throw you in the box. Reckless eyeballing. All this is making the transition. And I want to share something too. This video isn't only for ex-offenders and people that have been incarcerated. This is also for the wives, the mothers, the daughters, the families, the loved ones that want to understand and how to deal with someone that they love that is making that transition. We spoke about this earlier with being institutionalized. So this is for everybody. It's not just for ex-convicts. Don't get it twisted. I'm teaching everybody. And I will want y'all to understand and appreciate that I have to go back into my mental Rolodex and think about all that pain and suffering I went through, hoping that somebody listening to this video would learn from my experience and my pain. I don't mind going back there for y'all. If I can teach just one, I'm good. So, making the transition. We also have to be conscious of the people we keep around us. Them guys that we consider square and 9-to-5ers, those are the people we want around us, successful people. We don't want criminals. We don't want people that's doing drugs, people that's selling drugs, anything illegal. You do not want them in your circle. I know it sounds rough, and I know it sounds like I'm being biased, but my people, sometimes you have to be biased when you're dealing with your freedom and making that transition. I didn't say it was easy. It's a process. I want y'all to hit my page up on Facebook called Charlie Rock LD Prison Mentalities. Hit it up, join it. Invite your people. There's a lot of good stuff up there. I got stories from all over. Not just my story, mad people's stories. Charlie Rock LD Prison Mentality. It's a page on Facebook. So I hope this video helped you out as far as in trying to understand the mindset of someone making the transition from prison back to civilian. It's a process. Don't rush yourself. But most importantly, recognize, understand. Understand it is a mindset that we have to get rid of all that stuff. You heard? I'm by the water. The water's nice. I think I'm going fishing. Once again, it's your boy, Charlie Rock LD, Prison Mentalities. We are what we think. One.